He's got a peek down my cleavage again.
I'm here with Amy and Dion at Chubby Cheek Boutique in Zumbrota, Minnesota. And guess what we're here to do? Fuck around and find out, Amy, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Gonna have a party.
Hey, I'm Dion, and this is Fuck Around and Find Out Friday with Grandma Amy. So this is gonna be a little bit of an introduction. We're gonna just ease you guys into the world of Grandma Amy. Okay. So we're going to start out. We're going to let her introduce herself, tell us a little bit about her, and then we're going to go ahead and fuck around and find out. Bleh. All right, Amy, go for it.
I grew up in southeastern Minnesota. I like to do a lot of things. I enjoy my wine.
And the bourbon. Don't
and
forget
the bourbon,
the bourbon
when I'm at home. See, it's happy hour for me.
Yep.
So Dion's going to ask me a few questions to learn more about me.
These are things I mostly already know, but you guys got to find out. So, all right, Amy, what is your take on psychics?
I don't know.
Amy does not know any of these questions. Okay, so we're easing into this appropriately. So what is your take on psychics, Amy?
I really don't have a take on it. Sometimes they're believable and sometimes they're not. So
that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite starburst?
Strawberry.
Obviously, everybody's favorite is the pink one. Come on.
And that's my favorite color too, pink.
Okay, well, that's going to go ahead and lead me into the next question. What is your favorite animal and why?
Pink flamingos. I love them. I've never met one in real life, but my entire bathroom is decorated in pink flamingos.
And Chubby Chic has, I would say, we've sort of taken on the flamingo as our mascot almost, even more so than Chubbs McGee. So there's flamingos all over the shop now. All right.
Listen, it's not a swingers club, so don't think that.
Okay. What did you have for dinner last night?
Cheese. That's a one-word answer. If I'm tired and get home and I have a glass of wine, cheese goes great with it, enough to fill my little tummy, and that's it.
So cheese and bourbon?
No, cheese and wine.
Oh, cheese and wine. Wow. All right. That's very sophisticated of you.
Said I was too lazy to cook anything.
Okay. Now, this one was from Gina. Okay. So Gina wants to know, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. I know what I'm not afraid of.
Well, go ahead and say that, and then we can say what your biggest fear is afterwards.
I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of flying. I know something I'm afraid of. Jumping out of a perfectly good airplane with a parachute. That ain't going to happen in the rest of my life. There we go. My son was with the 82nd Airborne, and he's jumped out of more airplanes, and he wanted me to come watch him. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. This one's really important. And us being in a farming community, I feel like this is like, as you hear the tractors going by outside. John Deere or Alice Chalmers?
John Deere all the way.
Good answer. I got a D180 at home. His name's Bucky. Good answer. All right.
I got a surprise.
Uh-oh.
Close your eyes. Put your hand out.
Oh, no.
No, hold on. No, put this between your fingers. Now, hold on to it. I'm going to answer. You can open it up. You can open it up.
Is this a fudgesicle?
When's the last time you've had something like that in your mouth?
About a week ago.
Christ.
Just the fudgesicle, folks.
But you got to explain now. You got to explain the fudgesicles.
Well, we had a party here at the shop a couple months ago, 3 months ago, and it was called Wine and Wieners.
Yes, it was. It was a fantastic event.
I didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. It took me 2 days to catch up on my sleep. It was a bunch of fun, but one of the gals.
But you got to explain what we were doing.
Oh,
like,
the
why
wine
do you
and
have that?
wieners, we had wine, and everybody made colorful dildos.
We did.
And the one gal kept saying, it's perfect, except got to have a black one. So I took some of the molds home, and I made chocolate pudding and made fudge peanuts fudgesicles for her specifically.
These have been sitting in the freezer since that event, and we're always just looking for a reason to whip them out. You know, like just whip that shit out.
Whip it out Wednesday.
Whip it out Wednesday.
This might get to be more than a once a week program.
Okay, so I also have another question from Gina. What is one thing that is illegal in today's world that was legal when you were young that you feel should be legalized again?
Well, I don't think it should be legalized again. The drinking age was 18 when I was young,
Okay.
and that's changed to 21. But I don't feel that should go back to that. I was in the bars running around with my older brothers, and they didn't like it back in the day. So,
Okay, well, that is all the questions that I have as a nice introduction to Amy. Do you have anything you would like to add?
I have a question. I have a question.
Mike in the back.
Are you scared of ghosts?
yes.
What would it take to make you sit in a room alone with a ghost for 30 minutes in the dark?
Oh, at least $1,000 bill.
They don't even make.
Do they make $1,000? I wouldn't know. I'm poor.
They used
so
to
I
be
don't know.
$1,000 bills back in the Western days.
Well, that with inflation, that's
Right.
Yeah, well, there you go.
$10,000.
And we have ghosts in the basement here.
We do. Should I?
What's the most fucked up you've ever been?
On my 21st birthday,
Tell us more.
I thought I could just drink anything I wanted to and mix and match things. And somebody bought me, after I had drank slow gin, somebody bought me a shot of tequila. And I'd never drank that before. I did not make it back to the bathroom. I started hurling, and I threw up all over
In
the
a
car.
cup.
In public, in a bar. And if my son's father were still alive, he'd bring that up too, because he was there. So, yeah, I think that was the worst.
I see where this is going.
What are these?
The beaver duster!
Beaver duster!
Explain the beaver duster.
Okay. Well, as you can see, the shorts have fringes on them. I lived in Sturgis, South Dakota for 10 years with my second husband. And I bartended. I took time off from my real job and I bartended. And my boss at the place I bartended, he told me I could wear anything as provocative as I wanted to. And I found those shorts. And he just shook his head at me because he was an older gentleman. He says, "You're going to make tips, girl. You're going to make tips."
And did you?
And I did.
What kind of tips?
My best day.
There's multiple sites.
How many tips did you get?
Oh, I got a lot of tip offers. But my best day ever bartending during the motorcycle rallies, I made $1,000 in 8 hours in tips. That plus my
Wow.
wages beyond that. And the year that happened, I bought a car and went and paid cash for it.
What's the wildest thing that ever happened to the distributors that you saw?
Oh, wildest thing? Well, I was part of it. To be perfectly honest,
I was part
you know
of
that.
it.
Well, we met some fellas from Texas, of all places, and my husband went home early, so I was without my leash.
Oh God.
And the girls all show their boobs to the guys. And this one guy was sitting there, and he says, I haven't seen any titties. This is my third day at the rally, and I haven't seen any. And he'd turn and look away, and I would flash like that. And I says, you missed it again. I showed my titties. And then
Did
everybody,
he show you his?
no,
What a disappointment.
my girlfriend laid him that night. There's a lot of crazy things that went on during the motorcycle rally. I found some of my pictures at home, though.
You did?
A few of them.
That's gonna have to come in. I'm gonna have to see that.
Yeah, I will. I don't know whether I'll share them on camera with anyone.
Are your titties out?
No.
Okay, well, I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
The only one who had pictures of that was my husband. And I'm the only one who's got a nude picture of him sunbathing, too.
I actually recently just heard about this picture.
And I cannot find it. I know it's in one of... I've been diligently going through boxes and boxes of pictures. Very unorganized I am with a lot of stuff. But
Just looking for that dick.
Yep, there you go. It was my favorite one.
Dick in a box.
Dick in a box.
It's a dick in a box.
I have one more question.
Okay.
You have a favorite line of THC edibles?
Yes. Chubby
Chiba.
Chiba. And you can purchase it here at Dion's store. She has THC drinks.
Yes.
Tell us your best THC story.
Well, the first time I used it, I didn't realize that I was such a lightweight, and I ate a whole one, and I didn't realize what it was. And I sat in my recliner with my feet on the floor, my hands on my thighs, for 3 hours. There was a TV playing. I can't tell you what was on during that time, but I looked at the time on the clock, and 3 hours had passed, and I stayed in that same position.
What's your favorite position?
Not in that one.
Yeah,
I like my recliner.
she came in the next day and she was like, I think I made a mistake. I took a whole gummy and I was like, oh no.
It was those big ones.
It was.
Mistakes were made last
Mistakes.
night. A real big one.
Mistakes were made. She's like, I sat in my chair and I stared at the TV for hours. I don't even know where the time went. And all I wanted to do was eat cheese. And I was like, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know it's
if you
doing
stay
the
awake-
job if you want to eat cheese.
Well, I always like to eat cheese.
Well, I
but-
know, me too. It's like I feel like that's sort of a staple around here. Want a snack? Cheese.
Yep, we can go up to the health food store up front, Greenstead,
Yep.
and get really good cheese and salads and
Yes.
good steaks, good stew meat.
When
I've-
you eat salads, do you toss them?
Sometimes. Before I eat them, I don't toss them in my
Do you know what tossing salad means?
no. I don't know. You obviously got a different meaning than I do.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably one I didn't ever hear of. I'm of a different generation than Dion. Oh! I will never toss a salad again.
one last question for Fuck Around and Find Out Fridays.
Fuck around and find out.
Both of you, what would be your word of advice? Whoa.
Sorry, I like a little posty in my life. A little bit.
What would one word of advice, more than one word, what would be your advice to the youth of today? One word of advice.
Oh,
or
I got it.
One piece of advice.
Well, I got two.
That's good.
The first thing I would say to the youth of today, to get a good work ethic, learn how to work, and not expect things given to you.
No, I can't talk to you right now. Okay, so I would say, first of all, have secret money. Secret money. What this means, even if it's a little bit of cash to go play bingo or something, you know, like maybe you like to play pull tabs a little bit, have a little bit of secret cash stashed, you know, just in case. Oh my God. Nobody gives a
Like, subscribe, and follow Only Mid TV for more Fuck Around and
Look
Find
at
Out.
that butt crack.
fuck